Ayan po, good morning to everyone. I am Coach Bill, a certified life coach from Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur. Welcome to Guru Connect, Who of the Hour episode for teachers and professionals from the academe. We're doing this video series as a service to our community during this time of physical isolation due to COVID-19. And with me, my co-host is si Poging Coach Ed.
Wow, mas pogi si Coach Bill, but I am Coach Ed, also a change agent certified by Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs. The Guru Connect, Who of the Hour is our initiative to connect with fellow professionals from education industry. We connect to know what is their present situation,
Yep.
how are fellow teachers responding, and the outcome before experience in the present. Right, Coach Bill?
Ayan. So, before natin interviewin si ma'am, kasi mamaya natin sabihin yung name doon, nandiyan na yung label. For the information of many, Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur is based in Dallas, Texas, USA, which with the local presence through our 24/7 coaching hub at Pickup Coffee Republic located at PC Compound, Capitolio, Pasig City. We offer coaching on demand services any time of the day. Just connect through 0917-586-1661 or visit our Facebook page, Life Coach Philippines. We also provide life coach certification classes for those interested to become a professional life coach like us ni Coach Ed. So Coach Ed, sino po ang next nating interviewin?
Ayan, moving on. Oo. Let me introduce yung who of the hour natin. Pero gusto ko lang munang ibigay yung gratitude ko before I introduce teachers kasi I have one of the profession that I give highest respect to is teachers.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to really hearing one. So without further ado, our who
Yes
of the
po.
hour is Teacher Jen. So Teacher Jen, please tell us about you and your present situation and what are the experience with the physical isolation right now. So,
はい。Okay, so 皆さん、こんにちは。So,
wow.
don't worry, I will not be doing the interview in Nihongo. I'm Jen Hieida. I'm actually teaching at De La Salle University, Manila. And I'm also part of the technical team for the Japan Foundation Manila for a high school program, the Nihongo High School Program for high school. Currently, now we are in our ECQ. So I hold online classes for my students, and it was very fortunate. It was very lucky that we are for LaSalle. We are geared towards the end of the term already. So in my case, I was able to do advanced makeup classes already, even before the ECQ, because I think starting from January, right, there's been really a threat, and the university has been very active announcing that, classes might be suspended, etc., etc. So teachers are encouraged to prepare online sessions or maybe give homeworks to students. So, and in my case, I was supposed to go to Japan end of March, because actually my husband is Japanese and my son is based in Japan, and his graduation was supposed to be last March 26th. So we are supposed to go to Japan end of March for the graduation. So meaning I was supposed to be absent during that week. So I made extra works already, meaning I have early makeup exams, makeup classes already, even before aside from the COVID problem.
Problem.
Yes, the COVID issue. So in terms of my classes, it's not really that difficult because I only have 2 classes, and they are my students for the last 3 terms or like 1 year. So more or less, we're able to settle everything. Not everything, but I would say 80% of the requirements of the course. On the other hand, I have my other job with the Japan Foundation Manila. Um, we are the one developing materials and trainings for our high school teachers for the Japanese language program. So right now, since everything was canceled, like the teacher training for the summer, we at the Japan Foundation, we regularly do online meetings on how to proceed with the next sessions.
All right. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
yan. Teacher Jen, may I know ulit? Sorry, taga saan po kayo? And kasi I'm really curious as a person who's listening with Nihongo teachers. Kasi I have less of an idea. Kamusta naman po yung pasok ng mga students and how it is being impacted with the COVID-19
Um,
during this?
uh, I'm actually from Cebu. My province is from Cebu,
All right.
but I am based here in Makati, and I live with my husband.
Yeah.
And sorry, what's the
Okay.
next question about the?
Yung the students po, kasi di ba yung pasok ng students during the COVID-19 or naapektuhan ba or kasi virtual I believe you mentioned virtual po yung ginagawa.
Yes.
Does virtual teaching being affected din po ba ng COVID-19 or wala naman pong naging impact masyado?
In my case, not really that big impact. Actually, after the ECQ was implemented, then there's the announcement that we have to do online classes, etc., etc. But I think after a week or two, the university suspended it. Okay, so even the online classes were
All
suspended
right.
because we have to tackle different issues. Like not all teachers have the capacity to do online classes. Even not just the students, also they don't have the access, and then we have to be extra sensitive with all the things that's going on. Some people, both students and teachers, have to adjust with this sudden change in our lifestyle. So the university suspended it for a week. I think some universities even suspended it until April.
April, yes.
Yes, but for LaSalle, what we did is there are options for the teachers to proceed with the online classes or just wait for further announcement, like we can do a face-to-face makeup classes. The term is already extended anyway, so there's an option already both for teachers and students whether to proceed with online classes or not. In my class, I'm every day I would just say I'm counting all the blessings that the students would still like to continue the classes, and they would still say it's still a relief that we can see our classmates. And sometimes when we're just using the other app for the class, and usually they would come in, no video, right? But then I would ask them, guys, I want to see your face, I miss you. And then when they open their videos, different reactions already. So we spent like 15 minutes just chatting, just
All right.
asking, oh, you cut your hair, oh, your hair is long already, those small things.
Yeah. Ma'am Jen, personally, how do you feel right now?
There's a lot of worry. I mean, sad, worry, first, there's a lot of disappointments because like there are different things that was just canceled, like
Yes, yes.
especially going to attending the graduation of my son. We
Yeah,
were
oo
all
nga.
excited about that. And then even the classes that I have were canceled. This is for the Japan Foundation Manila. So
Yep.
there's a lot of disappointments. How come it has to happen that fast? Because we're not really prepared.
So
But
sudden.
I think yes. I think nobody is prepared. But as the day goes on, again, I go back to my, how do you say that? How I live my life, just to keep on counting your blessings and
Wow.
little small things. Like even like washing the dishes, I would just say, oh, be thankful that I still have water flowing, and by washing the dishes, I can avoid this virus. Those small things. Okay, just keep
Oo nga,
on
no?
counting.
Oo nga, no?
Yes. Maybe that
Kasi
would
you're actually
encourage
what?
others to wash
Maghugas
the
ng plato.
dishes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Isabay
Coach
mo
Ed,
na yung plato. Yeah, isabay mo na
may
yung
mga
plato.
comment. May mga comment ngayon. So like from Coach Rizel Sanchez. So they're watching. Hello, fellow coaches. And then sabi niya, hi, Miss Jen. From Decaf Coffee
Konnichiwa.
Republic.
Hello.
Yeah, actually si Coach
Hi.
Rizel, ano yan, like, ano rin siya sa Japanese culture. Parang
Close din.
Si Coach Giselle ba yun? Pero I think si Coach Giselle yun. Yeah. Anyway. Go, Coach.
Alright. So Ma'am Jen, gusto ko lang malaman because you mentioned that you're enjoying small stuffs right now, personally, like washing the dishes. Is there anything or discoveries na natutunan mo within yourself or in your household, especially sa husband or in the family, na gusto mong i-share that really motivates you na, ganito pala rin siya or ganito rin pala yung respond ko. Can you share us a little bit of that? Motivates you.
Ah, yeah, not naman new, okay, but my husband is a businessman. So we have this small factory sa Cavite. It's actually inside the export processing zone. What I discovered actually is his compassion to his staff. Yes, because
Wow.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with Japanese culture. When they work, it must be work to be
Work.
on
Yeah.
time, and
Yes.
he's into a manufacturing business. So there's deadline of deliveries, etc. I would hear him, talking with different people, sometimes even, arguing, because there are some processing zones, like I think in Santa Rosa, Laguna, there are factories that are still continuing with their business. And so in my husband's case, as soon as the ECQ was implemented,
Implemented.
yes, the company initially decide that they will have the skeletal force, because of course they still need to deliver to this processing zone, because they are into export zones. I mean export business, and it's one of the exemptions by the government to continue. So the Japanese would listen to the government and just proceed as instructed. However, unfortunately, in our barangays, the implementation was really, chaotic. Like, even they have this particular ID or certification that they should be allowed to go to their work, they are being, stopped, etc. And, even with the planning, like my husband would set a specific car to pick up, anyway, everything was
People.
planned, but the
Yes.
implementation, but in the actual ground, the staff have difficulty going to the company. And yes, and usually Japanese is very like, no, it's like this in the rule, in the government we have the, he would even mention, initially he would even mention the memorandum number by like this. And but actually after just I think a few days, when he finally maybe realized, maybe coming from the stories of the staff, he decided really to shut down the company, the manufacturing, for the safety of the staff. And that's
Yeah.
something that, oh, he's a changed
Oh,
man.
wow.
No, I mean, yes, and in the last few days I would hear him already complaining to Japanese. He's like the one lecturing that, do you know the situation now? You know what the president is saying? You should think of your staff. I mean, not maybe about not being infected or not getting sick, but it's
Sick,
more
yeah.
on keeping their safety also, meaning like, because they end up arguing with the barangay officials maybe, or I don't know who's stopping the staff, the policemen, the enforcers. They end up arguments, so it also threatens the safety of the staff. So he finally decides to just shut it down, let's follow the government. And now he's the one trying to negotiate and work with different companies in terms of the delivery. Yes, that's
Wow, that's
something I
really
think.
good. Oh,
Yes.
Ma'am Chen.
Ayan.
So,
Ay, bumalik na
kanina
ako.
kasi, oo, na-capture ko, Ma'am Jen, kasi di ba, sinabi nyo, lahat din ng guru is not really prepared na to go online. And
Yes,
some of
yes.
them will have to wait until further announcement. So,
Yes.
ano yung current challenges and situation nitong mga to wait for further announcement? Are they going to get benefits? Ano po bang how does it look like for them?
There's still a lot of discussions going on between,
Mm.
of course, we're very lucky that the president of the Association of the Teachers are very active in terms of negotiating, because there's a lot of people involved, of course, the administration, the teachers, and even the students.
Yeah.
So there's ongoing discussions, meetings on that while we observe, because we are really in uncertainty. I mean, we do not know if by April 12 the ECQ will be lifted. There's a lot of discussions, and what we have now is different tools.
Mhm.
We have different surveys on how, what approaches,
Mhm.
what are our next steps for this.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Ah, Ma'am Jen, kanina
Yes.
tinanong ni Coach Ed, like your parang discovery with the husband. Like, ano po yung pinaka-recent discovery nyo kay Ma'am Jen naman? With the, nito, this past
With
few
yourself.
weeks with the quarantine, yeah.
Um, I think
Yung
same to
discover,
my husband, because I think I just maybe as a Japanese language teacher, being immersed with Japanese culture, I also developed that sense of, parang sense of leadership, sense of following a certain deadline, etc., etc.
Mm.
And very strict with certain rules. Rules are there to follow. So
yes.
now I learned to be
Mm.
lenient, and always to check on
Ah,
the students, how are they before we proceed with what with our objective for the day, for example. So yeah, I need to learn to be lenient also, to be kind, to pray more. Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
wow.
Go, Coach Ed.
Ang ganda nun kasi kumbaga, we are still discovering new about ourselves that we
It is, it is.
appreciate these things because you're giving your best smile as of the moment. But Ma'am Jen, let's challenge that. What is at the current moment the things that you do not appreciate about others on how you see things that is going on right now? Ano yung mga bagay na hindi mo na-appreciate? It's more than about yourself now, about others naman. That could be surrounding you, that could what you see on the television, on the media. What are those things?
Yes, actually, it's very depressing to see what, in the news, of course, in the social media. I cannot imagine how people can still be so selfish in the middle of crisis. How can be so irresponsible? Um, yeah, those things. I mean, I try to avoid, I want to do also social media distancing, just to
Mm-hmm.
avoid these negative thoughts, because again,
Mm-hmm.
it's part of our responsibility to ourselves also, that
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to be affected with those negative things. But then again,
Yep.
it's a learning experience also, that these people really exist, and how can we get over these people, how can we change their thinking, their in the middle of crisis. So that's one of my
Mm-hmm.
deepest wait, how do you say that, I'm very
Inappreciate.
disappointed. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Oo,
Yep,
regarding
yep.
that, kasi ang ano kumbaga yung sinasabi nyo nga, that's how you usually respond to the inappropriacy of what is happening. Pero Ma'am Jen, at this ano naman, if we will going to fast forward everything and you will see the outcome that whatever it is that you're planting or doing now or seeding in both the students, kasi sabi mo nga, you're being lenient, you're being extra more nangangamusta na. What is your desired outcome at the end when the COVID ends? Ano yung gusto mong makita with the students, with the teachers that is with you, and even to yourself? Na this is what happens to us after the COVID-19.
Me is it's really to make things, better. I mean, um, like for example, for my students, again, as I've mentioned earlier, we started our term January.
Mm-hmm.
So in my case, when all this things going on already with the COVID-19 I would announce to my students, I'm giving you these worksheets, you can do this at home, etc., etc. All the requirements I gave them they were able to accomplish at least 80% even before the implementation. So I think it's like, I did not ask them to do it at one time, but I tried to make them do it, gradually,
Mm-hmm.
so that, if time comes that we really cannot move, we have something, for example, in my case, as basis for their grades. And I think that's important that, when you're assigned to do something, you do it, as it is, as scheduled as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so that, when time comes that, for example, you got sick, or we are in the situation, you don't you will not panic, and you can
Mm-hmm.
still live day you can live one day at a time.
Yeah.
So I think my hope outcome maybe is really more better days. We try to, live our lives more responsibly.
Yeah.
Of course, most of all, I think it's really to have a stronger faith.
Yes.
Yeah. Ma'am Jen, what do you think yung personal message sa'yo ni COVID-19?
Wow.
Personal message. Uh, I think it's really to slow down, because me, I'm how do I would describe myself? Like I want to do things, as I want to do things as fast. Everything is scheduled, everything.
Yes.
But again, things just, gone in a snap, right? So I think the message is, take time to breathe, and maybe look around yourself, look around for, someone maybe who needs help, or even just, to take care of the environment. Like now we're enjoying this beautiful air.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the message of COVID.
COVID sa'yo.
COVID.
Wow.
COVID
COVID.
sang.
COVID sa'yo.
Ginawang tao eh.
I mean, like, personally, parang yung naano talaga yung mga anime sa akin. Yeah, anyways. Ma'am Jen, maybe my last question. 10 years later, kunyari, like you meet a new student, year 2030 na to. And then, bata din na tinanong niya, Ma'am Jen, what's your greatest learning po nung COVID-19 2020? Can you tell the story? How do you survive COVID-19? How would you like to start the story? Or paano niyo gusto i-deliver yung story?
Wow. I think um, I would start by, um, you know, um, we all have our, living our life is really our choice.
Mm-hmm.
However, things around us can just change in a snap. So, what's important is we prepare ourselves, physically, emotionally, or even mentally. And I think everything follows if you reach that certain level. So one is, I think you have to be responsible first to yourself. It's not selfish to take care of yourself,
Wow.
because it's the only way that you can be strong to
Mm-hmm.
continue what you want to do. So yeah, I hope I can share that to my students if I'm still teaching after 10 years, or and to anybody actually.
Yeah.
All right.
May babasahin lang tayong comment na
Yes.
isa doon. Hindi siya nakalagay. So like, one of our viewers sabi niya, Great morning, Ma'am Jen. Greetings from Leyte. Ayan.
Wow, maayong buntag. Ay, mayong udto na di ay.
Oo, maayong udto.
Bisaya ko, taga Cebu man
Oo.
ko.
Ayaw nga pala.
Taga-almost. Yeah.
Coach Ed, go.
Oo. So kanina Ma'am Jen, you're telling about the goodness of reflecting and praying. kanina na-capture ko yun when you say that. And today, before, I really appreciate your heart towards spreading this kind of awareness and even reaching out and humbly connecting, giving leniency on different aspect, either with the guru or the students or the teachers that your school or the institute that where you are serving right now has. And gusto ko sanang i-declare that as a child of God, as a children of God, we would really really appreciate that healing would come in different aspect and different forms, not only by lands but in different hearts of individuals that there is. And nakakatuwa kasi up to this very last thing that is happening, ang ganda-ganda pa rin ng puso ng isang teacher. You are regaining respect in different aspect na you're willing to serve and adjust kahit hindi ready. Kasi kung tutusin, there are a lot of options na, sige, dahil na-extend naman, let's do something after it has been extended. But your heart of doing this to serve those who can serve is really good. And we declare blessing to your heart and to different institute and persons that you know, even the household that where you at, and especially to your husband. It's nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigato. Gozaimasu. Tama ba? Coach Bill.
Baka you have a final message gusto nyo sabihin sa mga teachers, mom like you, and final message before yung FFB live natin. You can do it in Japanese if you want. Sure.
No. Again, just let's just stay positive. I know it's easier said than done, but right now we really have no choice. Okay, but again, my prayers always thank you for all of the blessings, and I pray that that God will continue to guide me to share these blessings productively and humbly. That's my all prayers for everyone.
Yeah. And thank you po, Ma'am Jen. So, okay, Coach Ed, tuturo na ba natin?
Yes.
Ayan,
come on, let's do this.
Ayan, so Ma'am Jen, di ba narinig yung tinatawag na social distancing, di ba? Pero of course, me personally, I think Coach Ed would agree. Lang naman, it's really physical distancing. Hindi lang tayo makakapag-shake hands and the fist bump. But then, there's meron kaming ituturo, ang tinatawag naming love bump boom. In pwede mo mag-express ng love to someone using this action. So, ganito tayo, Miss Jen, maglalagay tayo ng heart. Ganyan.
Okay.
So, gagawin natin love, bomb,
love bomb,
bomba, bomb. Tapos papasabugin natin, boom.
boom.
Okay.
Boom, right? Doon sa direction kung saan nyo gustong pasabugin yung love. Parang ganyan.
Alright.
Sige, gawin natin na 2 beses na mabilis. 1, 2, 3, go. Love,
Love,
Boom, boom,
love,
boom.
Thank you so much, everyone. Maraming salamat po. And to all the viewers out there, this video po will be available sa Coach A Coaching Community. Actually, nasabi kayo ni Miss Jen, the newsfeed, narinig ko. And then, I'm really inviting you to go to Coach A Coaching Community group. All the contents there are timely. Lahat rin ng replays ng mga na-interview natin for the past weeks, andun din siya. And yeah, I'm really inviting everyone to share tong video na to. I'm pretty sure na at least isang tao nangangailangan ng message ni Ma'am Jen right now. So yun, thank you Ma'am Jen. Thank you po. Coach Ed, thank you rin. Ikaw po, Coach Ed.
Thank you for joining us. Oo. Maraming salamat. And if you are, if you think that you can be of service at this very moment, in this virtual world, we are in need. And katulad ni Teacher Jen, it is important to reach out and give a part of yourself in this community because it is needed. Someone right there is really needing this. Maraming salamat again, Teacher Jen and Coach Bill. With all
Thank you
respect.
Po. Bye-bye.
Bye. More power to you guys.